Hello. I get 21 points a day on Weight Watchers personal points. To start off my day, I had a cup of black coffee. This equals out to 0 points. I may have had 2 cups of black coffee. For breakfast, I kept it pretty simple and I had a little packet of oatmeal. This oatmeal I found at Target just recently. I got the cinnamon roll flavor and the maple and brown sugar flavor. I love both of them. I think it's so neat that I can use their packets as a measuring cup to measure the water. So I just fill it with water up to the line. I pour it into the bowl. Today I added just a few raisins. I do not count raisins because there's no sugar on them. I mixed them into the oatmeal and I popped it into the microwave for 90 seconds. This is a very filling, flavorful, hearty breakfast. Perfect way to start my day. And the oatmeal is only 2 points. I also filled up my water jug and I will be drinking 2 of these a day. I have found that if I'm not drinking my water, I do feel a little sluggish. For lunch today, I'm gonna get a little help from my air fryer and from this book, Best of WW. I found a really good recipe in here that I wanna try, and it is air fryer wonton pizza rolls. To make these wonderful little pizza rolls, I'm gonna use some turkey pepperoni, string cheese, this is part skim mozzarella, wonton wrappers, and a little bit of pizza sauce. Now the recipe calls for marinara sauce, but I just happen to have an opened jar of pizza sauce in my refrigerator that I want to use up, so that's what I'm going to go with. But I am going to use all the same measurements that the recipe is calling for. I want to chop up very finely my turkey pepperoni. I figure putting my pepperoni on a paper towel is going to help sop up some of the extra grease that's on the pepperoni. Now I'm taking my string cheese, I'm going to cut it into 4s. So I'm going to cut it in half first, and then half again. Oh yeah, and I have no excuse why I'm using a paper towel with the cheese, just doing it. I'm going to place a wonton wrapper so it looks like a diamond. I'm going to take a half of a teaspoon and some of that pizza sauce. I'm going to put that in the middle of the wonton wrapper. 1 of those pieces of cheese on the top of the sauce, and a 4th teaspoon of the chopped turkey pepperoni. I'm gonna wet the edges down a little bit as I work with the wonton. Now I'm gonna gently press the wonton wrapper together. I'm gonna place this in my air fryer. Move on to the next. The assembly of these pizza rolls went together pretty quickly. The recipe calls for 12 pizza rolls, but honestly, you can do as many as you want and you can store them away. I'm sure they would be perfectly fine frozen. I would cook them first and then freeze them and then just reheat them in the air fryer when you're ready to use them. Today I'm going to put together 8 pizza rolls. I am using up the rest of my turkey pepperoni, so it's perfect. But that gives me an extra lunch to have this week, which is going to be super delicious. These are perfect for when you're craving a piece of pizza and you don't want to spend the points for a slice of pizza. You could bump up these pizza rolls with some onion, mushroom, green pepper, whatever you desire. Those are all free items, so it wouldn't change the point value in any way. Now I'm going to coat the pizza rolls with some cooking spray, put them in the air fryer. I am going to set my air fryer to 400, and for the time I'm going to do 6 to 8 minutes. I'm going to do 6 minutes first, and then if I have to, I'll add 2 more. Let's see how they're doing. Oh, I think those are done. They look delicious. Oh, look at that cheese. It's all melty. Oh my, these smell really, really good. Oh, it's stringing. These are 1 point a piece, so today I'm going to have 4 of them, so that's 4 points, but I also want maybe a chip or something on the side. I'm gonna have these garlic parmesan pretzel crisps, so I set my plate on a scale. I'm gonna let that calculate to 0. I'm gonna measure up to 1 ounce of chips, which is 3 points. So for my lunch today, I have 3 points of chips 4 points for the pizza rolls, and that is 7 points. It is time for my afternoon snack. I am working on editing, so I am looking for something that will be okay with me munching on while I'm editing. First off, I'm gonna make me a cup of coffee. Tired hit me and I need a little pick-me-up for the afternoon. I am craving like strawberry and apple. So I'm gonna have this strawberry applesauce. This is 0 points, as well as the coffee. And for 2 points, I'm gonna have this little Weight Watcher pretzel bar. I purchased these a while ago and I've really been enjoying them. They're not very large, but they're perfect for when you're craving something sweet, chocolate, and this one has sweet and salty in it because it does have little pretzel pieces throughout the bar. So I'm gonna have the applesauce, coffee, and this little Weight Watcher pretzel bar for my snack. It ends up being 2 points for everything. It's about 2 o'clock and I'm on my second cup of water. I'm gonna get this filled up, put a few pieces of ice in it because I like my water a little cold. And I'm gonna keep working on this second one. I can do this. It is time for me to start preparing dinner, and I am going back to that Weight Watcher cookbook and I am making Italian grilled chicken sandwiches. These are some of the ingredients that I need for this recipe. To make this recipe, I have roasted red peppers in water, some pesto, red onion, fresh basil leaves, some buns. And for seasonings, I'm gonna use salt, pepper, garlic powder, and onion powder. Very first thing before I get started, I need to heat up the grill, so I'm gonna go do that right now. For one of my sides tonight, I'm gonna cut some potatoes up into wedges. I don't know what I'm gonna season them with yet, gotta figure that out. But I also want a vegetable too, so I gotta look and see what I have. Oh, okay, wow. It really got windy out there, so I'm hoping there's not a storm blowing in while I'm grilling. So I put the chicken on. I have 4 chicken breasts, but I've cut them thin for a chicken sandwich. And then I went ahead and I put those seasonings all over the top of each one. Most of it blew away. And then the red onion, I sliced that, kept the slices together, and placed those on the grill next to the chicken so those can get all heated through and softened up. Now I'm gonna head on over to my air fryer, and I have my potatoes in there, but I need to find some seasonings for those. I'm gonna keep it pretty simple. I'm gonna use this Paula Deen house seasoning and a little bit of paprika. I'm gonna spray the potatoes first with a little of that olive oil spray. Get the seasonings on, give it a shake, spray it again, re-season, and put it in the air fryer. For potatoes, I am going to cook these ones, I think, for 10 minutes first. They usually go 8 to 10 minutes on 380. Oh, I forgot to spray the onions with cooking spray. And then I'm gonna flip the chicken. I think my flame went out on my grill, so I need to restart that again. I think the wind blew it out. I'm gonna have to keep my eye on that and make sure that the grill stays lit. I decided to have green beans, frozen green beans. Last time we had these, Jason was like, ooh, I could go for those again. So he will be pleasantly surprised that I am making these for another side tonight. I have my ½ cup measuring cup out. I need to chop up some of these roasted peppers. These are looking pretty good, but I'm gonna give them probably 10 more minutes on 380. The chicken is done. Doesn't that look delectable? But the onions, I'm gonna leave those on the grill for a little bit longer. They're not quite soft enough yet. So I'm gonna keep these in the microwave and keep them warm. Oh my goodness, I almost forgot. I want to toast up the buns, and I'm gonna use a little bit of butter spray on each one of them, and I'm gonna quickly run out there and throw those on the grill with those onions. Oh, that's gonna make it extra yummy. I just pulled the onions off from the grill. Those look really super good. And the buns too. And they got up nice and toasty. Now we get to assemble the sandwiches. So I need a tablespoon of pesto. I'm gonna spread that all over the bun. I'm sure you could put some on the top of the bun too. I might do that instead of just the bottom. I had plenty on the one side to put pesto on both sides of the bun. So next, I'm gonna place a chicken breast. So I'm gonna put some of those onions all over the top. I'm gonna put some 3 basil leaves on the top of the onions. Calls for 2 tablespoons of the chopped roasted red peppers. And then you add at the top of the bun. I think this is gonna be like a knife and fork sandwich. This looks so good. All right, so the sandwich is 8 points. The potatoes for me are 0 points, and the green beans are also 0 points. So for this whole meal, it is only 8 points, and I'm gonna enjoy it. Oh, I'm gonna have a hint water. What kind? I have blueberry and lemon, watermelon, blackberry. Oh, there it is. So I have 2 points left for a dessert, and my sister Cassie was telling me about this the other day. Never made this, so we're gonna try this together, see how it turns out, okay? It is an apple crisp type of dessert. And for the topping, I'm gonna use this maple and brown sugar oatmeal. It sounds really super good, so let's start assembling it. In a bowl, I have chopped up 1 apple, and I'm gonna add a little bit of cinnamon to the apple. I'm gonna put this in the microwave, and I'm gonna cook these for a minute, just to soften them up a little bit. I melted a little bit of, I can't believe it's not butter. It's the same kind that's in the spray butter, so I'm not gonna count that. And I'm gonna add the packet of oatmeal to that. I'm gonna give it a really good stir. The apples came out of the microwave sizzling, so I stirred those really well to mix in the cinnamon. Now I am going to put the oatmeal over the top of the apples. It's already smelling really good. Seriously, you can smell the brown sugar, you can smell the cinnamon. My goodness. All right, I'm gonna place this back in the microwave. I'm gonna set it to 1 minute again, and I'll just go from there. I ended up putting it back in for 30 more seconds, so it was a total of 2 minutes and 30 seconds. But oh my goodness, this smells so good. You have got to give this a try. I think this is gonna be one of my favorite desserts. All of the recipes are linked below. Here are 2 more What I Eat in a Day on Weight Watcher videos for you to be able to get more meal ideas from. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will see you soon.